Let me make sure that we are absolutely live here. I believe we are. So, okay. So I think I'm definitely live right now on the YouTube. So, by the way, I love saying the YouTube, the Facebook. So what we're going to be doing in this Facebook or in this YouTube live video is I'm going to be doing some profile image reviews. If you haven't watched my other video where I talk about the importance of having a great business profile image, please go back and watch that. You could do that after this video. If you're watching on demand, then you can go ahead and pause this video and go watch that now and then come back and replay this. But it's really important because you and I, we're judged harshly based on the branding that we share. And, when you and I are able to do business in person, like let's say we get together, we have an immense benefit of being together in person. So like I can feel your energy, I can feel your authenticity, your genuineness. I can tell what you care about. Like I can just feel there's a lot of energy that I'd be able to pick up on. Now, most of us are doing business over the internet. And so that's a real challenge because we lose a lot of the benefit that we would have if we were doing business in person. So how do we navigate around that? Because we want to do a ton of business, right? And so hopefully you're doing some good work in terms of lead generation and communicating with new customers, new clients. And so I want you to be fabulously successful. And so the reality is again, you and I are being judged harshly based on our profile picture. And I'll tell you right now, like the ones I have in some places, man, those are coming down. I just got new headshots done, in fact. And I'll share if you follow all my social media profiles, you'll see me kind of replacing those across all my social media platforms. And by the way, one thing that we'll talk about too is brand consistency and how important that is. So you might have a social media profile that you don't really use very often. Like you don't really use Twitter or like LinkedIn. Like you never do anything there. Like you put your stuff up there a couple of years ago and now it's just kind of sitting there. Well, if you're not actively managing that, what's happening is that people are wanting to, when they want to learn about you, then what they're going to do is they're going to research you. I mean, this is just how consumers do business. So for 11, 12 years now, I've been a consumer expert. I study consumer behavior. And so from a business perspective now, I work with a lot of business owners and help them understand what consumers are looking for, what they're doing, what they're asking for. And here's the thing, even if you're B2B, guess what? We're all consumers. We all make these same decisions. We all make these same judgments. But by the way, as we go through, and I'm going to take you through a bunch of reviews, and we're actually going to pull up people's profile pictures that have submitted these ahead of time. And, a lot of what we have to share is fairly superficial, but we all do it. And you know what? It all impacts our decisions on whether or not we like somebody, we engage with them, we feel like they're authentic, they're a leader, they've got influence. And so I want to make sure that you are getting every bit of engagement that you possibly can. And again, your profile image is a big, big, big part of that. So you'll see, like, for example, just like looking at what I've got in my picture right now, there's a lot of things that you can judge about me, and you probably already have. All right. I've got, let's start with the top, go down. Hair, I try to keep it clean cut. That's just kind of my style. I don't have any facial hair. I guess that's just the choice I've made. Red shirt, generally, like I want to keep your attention. So now if I were to wear a softer color, a lot of times when I'm doing work for Savings Angel, my other company, my audience is 80% female. And so I'm always going to wear more, I won't say pastel-y, but softer colors so that I'm more approachable. And that's all very intentional. So jewelry, I've got an Apple Watch, so I'm a little bit, probably a little bit of a tech nerd. Got a black wedding band, again, married. Okay, somebody must trust him. But yes, if you're married, always wear, that wedding band. Again, there's so much stuff we could cover in terms of that. You can see this little pop filter here. So, okay. And, we'll get into the actual, the quality here in just a second, but, you'll see like there's a little tripod back there. I see some branding. There's a director's chair. There looks like a TV monitor or something up there. That's actually a light. I want to make sure that I convey, I'm very active in producing media. So there's a little bit of kind of like behind the scenes stuff that's actually part of the stage, right? This is a very, very common thing to do, is to actually show behind the scenes stuff, while you're producing stuff. So, all right. Video quality, you can see like I've got a lower third. It's really important. Like I've totally geeked out on this stuff. And by the way, in another video, what I'll actually do, if you follow and subscribe to my YouTube channel, I will share with you how I use a DSLR camera and like the lens I selected, all that other stuff. But I use my DSLR camera as a webcam. And so I'll share with you like how I do that some other time. So, all right, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and start with the review. And so let me pull this up here. So if you can see that, can you give me a little thumbs up in the video that this actually came up for you, or a comment that says, yeah, Josh, I can see it. Even if it's like after the fact, I appreciate the vote of confidence. And we're actually going to start in the order that these came through. And so these wonderful people also are going to get a little bit of a nice publicity as we go through this. And listen, we're going to start off by saying, I want to commend you for being brave enough for allowing me to review this in front of an audience. It takes a lot of courage. I'll share with you kind of my experience with using Photo Feeler, and it's a little nervous, right? When you're like, okay, people tell me, am I attractive or not? It's like, it's like being, so what I said in the video is like, hey, share with me your profile image and where it appears. I would hope that everybody would have it on your LinkedIn profile. Pretty much everyone I work with, like we're in business for ourselves. So your LinkedIn profile, having a full and complete LinkedIn profile is mandatory. It's mandatory because, again, if someone's going to do business with you, the way consumers do this now is that they do more due diligence, more research than ever before. Like, it's amazing. So you could let's say you could send a cold email out to someone. It would take someone literally 15 seconds to respond back to you. Someone will actually spend 10, 15, 20 minutes researching somebody, and they'll do that and then say, no. As opposed to like the 15 seconds it would take to respond to somebody, because we're really protective of our circle, right? We don't want to let people into our circle unless we feel like we really trust them. We feel like it's a good use of everybody's time. And so, and maybe that's good. Like it saves everybody time from engaging in something that might not be a great idea. So now I'll start right off the bat here with Genevieve. Genevieve, you're not using your profile picture. You've got the little generic man icon. So does that communicate something? Oh yeah. So that normally communicates that you're hiding something. Like it's not a good thing to use like the egg icon on Twitter, or just the standard default profile image. It shows that you're hiding something, or it shows that you're technically, we're not going to talk about Genevieve. I'm just going to speak generally, but generally you would think that there might be that person may have some technical challenges, like they don't really have a team that can help them out with that kind of thing. And so they're probably a lot lower or newer in their career. And because they're lower professionally or newer in their career, their services probably aren't as valuable. So it's not worth maybe $100 an hour. Maybe they're more like a $15 an hour kind of person, right? And so does this stuff sound harsh? Yeah, absolutely. Do I believe it? No, not necessarily, but I'm just telling you that this is kind of, as we've studied branding and we've studied profile pictures and that sort of thing, this is one thing that we've absolutely seen. All right, so step one, Genevieve, please. We'll talk about this photo here in just a second, but even at the very least, move this over to this one right here. Okay, now I don't want to go too much down into the weeds on profile, or like your LinkedIn profile. Like I could do a whole thing on LinkedIn profiles. We do LinkedIn makeovers at Up My Influence. So I don't want to spend a whole lot of time there, but I do want to, let's take a look at this photo here in terms of like Genevieve. And so this one, this is a realtor photo if I ever saw one, and that's not a bad thing. But this is definitely like the blazer, with the jewelry here. It's a nice pose. Actually, it's very approachable, very friendly, and yet pretty professional. So Genevieve, what she wanted to convey was confidence and warmth. And I definitely see that. So I see confidence and warmth. In your line of work as a consultant, aside from confidence and warmth, one thing that I would definitely try to convey is, and you'll see this, is in influence and competency. And so, do you have influence? So you always kind of have to, sometimes you have to trade stuff off, but definitely approachable and warmth. And if you're working with earlier stage entrepreneurs, which based on your profile, that's what it sounds like you're doing, then I would say that this is probably a pretty spot on profile image in terms of composition, your smile, your pose. Now, what I don't like about it is the quality. Let me teach you a secret about LinkedIn. And this really kind of surprised me. But one thing that happens with, was it LinkedIn that does this, or was it Twitter that does this? I think it's LinkedIn. All right, so let's take a look at mine real quick. And by the way, fully aware that there's a couple things, well, no, I'm pretty happy with it right now. Although I am updating this photo, even though this one actually does pretty good. Okay. Quality. Here's a little trick. All right. So for LinkedIn, when you, oh no, this one was Twitter. I think, well, let me tell you this trick on Twitter. Okay. When you, and we'll actually go to my Twitter profile, in fact, because this was actually, I was really surprised. But when you upload a photo to Twitter banner, you're kind of like your Twitter banner, it's always going to compress the image and it looks really bad. I think this one looks pretty good right now. I'm not seeing a lot of compression on it. There's some artifact right here. But so to improve the quality of your Twitter banner image, when you export it as a PNG, but what I want you to do is if you're doing this in Photoshop or you're working with a designer will know exactly what I'm talking about. You actually have to change the transparency to 99%. So you have to actually take it down 1% transparency and then export it as a PNG 24-bit. All right. I'm talking right now and some people are like, okay, I don't even know. You're talking Latin, Josh. But do that, and that will actually improve the quality of the photo that you're working with. So this is not bad. This is actually not. This one was, I kind of threw this together. I'm okay with this right now. It's really important that you, by the way, in any profile, use this banner and give a call to action. I've got credibility here, right? In the orange box. And then I've got, this is what I do for you, the grow your authority, influence, and revenue right there. And then the branding, and then there's me. Again, super friendly, approachable, confident, know what I'm talking about. Hopefully that conveys. Definitely friendly. And that was actually verified over here by likable. So I do appreciate that. All right. So anyway, let's get back. Let's finish up Genevieve as we continue on. So again, I would work on the quality a little bit. Like it looks like this was kind of cut out to be put on this backdrop, but you might consider working on that a little bit. But you are the president of CGC Services. There's a lot of like corporate speak in your bio. I'll just tell you, but we got to move on. So again. Posing wise, fantastic. Love the smile. Love the outfit. Love how your posture and everything. That conveys what you wanted to communicate. Let's go to Gail. So Gail wants to convey trust, interest, want to know more. Okay, so here's Gail right here. And so Gail, this, again, this is a very traditional, like in the photo studio kind of portrait. And so I would like, and again, this is something that you would expect to see, maybe in a book jacket or something like that. But I'd say it's a little formal, little traditional. And again, that's fine if that's what you want to go for. Definitely, the photographer, like the angle, it's a little bit above eye level. So you're kind of looking up. So it's flattering for sure. Like it's a good, it's an attractive photo. And so I like the outfit. I like the pearls. Definitely. I see a lot of experience. So you're obviously someone that would be incredibly competent. Yes, trust, interest, and want to know more. I could see all of that. Now, one thing you may consider is, again, this background and with this pink square on here, it doesn't look like this is really formatted well for a circle image. So this is kind of weird. I know that this was originally a square photo and now you've just kind of put it into a circle photo. But what I would recommend is that, because different social media profiles, most of them are circles, but this is the case where you use an image that, so don't try to, don't put a square peg in a round hole. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what we want to go for. So, and then the pink is just, it's distracting. So it catches the eye a little bit. Now, I will tell you, like this right here, this is really not formatted well for what LinkedIn is giving you. So you have all this empty space right here. I would make this text a lot easier to read and make it big. This is so tiny, it doesn't do you very good. You're covering up your media logo images. I would put those along the bottom or up in the corner or something like that. And I love this, Dr. Gail, spunky old broad. Like I love that. I'm familiar with your branding, Gail. I love that. Like I think that's all good. But definitely get your social media person, get a graphics person and redesign this. And again, if you're going to redo your headshots, I would do it with an interesting blurred out background. And I think that something maybe professional in a professional setting, I think would go a long way for you. Let's continue on to Janet. All right. So Janet, it looks like you did this on a white background. Otherwise, I think this would be some very, very effective, where they kind of crop out the background. Like if you did a green screen, I think that if they did crop that out, they did a magnificent job. So my speculation is that that you did this in a studio with a white backdrop, and then they were able to do that. So if that's the case, usually like you would do something with that background. So it's a white background, so you may as well, like, it's perfectly cropped out. Like you could put a background in there, something that maybe might kind of flow with your color palette that you have for your branding. Like this logo is very, very interesting. Like I love this is pretty good right there. This is busy, but that's fine. In terms of, there's a lot going on here. Like, if you ever do decide to redo your branding, like I get it, with the whole brain thing, it's just a lot there to digest. And so you might consider something simpler, but this right here, I think is good. but I think you've got a lot of empty space right here. And this is kind of very boring text. And I think that, black on or a dark gray on this lavender color probably doesn't pop as well as you could play around with some colors there. So now the actual photo itself, again, very attractive. I would say that maybe you might soften, like there's some lighting reflection where maybe a bit more powder may have helped with that, but you can also just fix this in Photoshop. It's not a big deal, and I'll be honest, I'm not an expert when it gets to female makeup and that sort of thing. But I do know that when you do have those reflection points, sometimes that's a little distracting. But other than that, like definitely very warm, trust, interest. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Janet. I want to know more is the immediate question that pops into their mind when they search, think, let me contact her to come to speak to my group. Now, if you are a speaker, I would absolutely do something where, we're showing you on stage. So where do I do this? Well, I do this on my Twitter profile, but I do it in my pinned tweet. Right. And so I keep this one pinned, Josh on stage. And this got a lot of engagement. I don't know why people are retweeting, but that's nice. I guess it's a nice message on the screen there. So I appreciate that. But yeah, so I would definitely share a lot of content where you are on stage. Like I would definitely put a photo of you speaking on stage. Like if you're a speaker and you want to make more money speaking, then absolutely I would put photos of that in your intro section. LinkedIn gives you so much in terms of being able to promote yourself effectively. Use it. And so good, but great photo, Janet. That's a beautiful, beautiful smile. Very approachable. You definitely seem like someone that I would not feel apprehensive about connecting with to learn more about your services that you offer. So great work. Let's continue on with Teresa. Teresa. And so Teresa, that I'm competent, approachable, and creative. Okay. So while I like the black and white, the kind of the film noir color, and I've actually have somebody coming up that also did this same thing. What I don't like about this is that this seems like a photo that is not professionally done, based on this very distracting shadow back here. Now, it's a great smile, great eyes. I feel incredibly uncomfortable talking about things like hair. So I'm not going to, but I would just maybe, you could ask an opinion from other ladies just in terms of, does the hair match what you want to convey? I think it does, but I don't know. And so you might want to review that. What I would recommend you do is you use Photo Feeler, and you get some feedback. By the way, everybody needs to use this free service. Because people will tell you exactly. And by the way, you'll see a business and profile. I don't need dating. Like I'm good. I've been married for 20 some years, but I needed it for research and stuff. So I'm not in the dating pool. Like I'm good, but just for research, I needed to find out. And whatever. Okay, I got a 9.0 in attractiveness. That's good to know. But mainly. On the business thing here, competent, likability, and influence. But I would definitely, you'll get some good feedback on that. I suspect, Teresa, you've got a wonderful smile, great eyes. I think you're going to do fine. This right here, this is kind of a hot mess. I would replace this with something that, it's a bunch of it's a bunch of inspirational or memes or something like that. But I don't think this is really doing anything for your brand. It shows that maybe you post a lot of stuff like this, and obviously, again, you're the head of social media for Ericsson Digital Services. This is weird right here. Like LinkedIn is showing me all this stuff, but it's all empty. So I would definitely fix that. All right, let's continue on. I've got about 6 to 10 minutes here. All right, Asa. Okay, here we go. Trusting, interested, intrigued, welcome. This is what you want people to feel about you, that they trust you, they're interested in you, they're intrigued by you, and they feel welcomed. And I would say that there's probably some issues in that regard. Now, this pose screams author. You're a very, probably very accomplished author. You're probably very successful at what you do. But I'll be honest, like, I'm a little nervous. Like, this makes me, I feel like you're too cerebral, and like, I don't feel like it's the approachability. Expertness and are you a smart dude? Oh yeah. That's like through the roof. But I think that, I would feel a little nervous about approaching you because I think you'd be like so smart, like I'd feel intimidated around you. And so, again, if you are going to go with this one, like on your author jacket, man, you would want to really convey a lot of testimonials, like this, sweetheart of a man. It's like you're going to want to combat your stoic, is that a word, stoicness of this photo by with a lot of like warm testimonials. No, he really is a warm and approachable and loving guy. Like, you're going to want to make sure you include all of that. So your mindfulness, and I get that you're deep in thought and but I don't see, this doesn't convey like peacefulness but this does absolutely this conveys just a lot of like you're a very, very smart guy. And so trusting, do I trust you? I don't know if it's, I trust that you're super competent at what you do. But again, I feel like there's a little bit of a barrier that you may encounter with people that are wanting to connect with you, or you want them to connect with you. All right. So, yep, California. In terms of like the outfit again, dude, this is like the glasses, the goatee. You're definitely this is like 100%, like you have nailed the author thing. And I suspect that if I were to see you speak as an author, it would probably be a little dry, however. And I don't know that this would be the best photo to use if you want to get more publicity, like you want to get on TV. Again, I think that you would probably be again, not you, Asa, I'm sure you're a wonderful person, but this photo conveys that maybe you would be a little bit dry. All right, let's move on to Raymond. So Raymond, trust and integrity. And Raymond, this is not a professional photo. And so I know you're a very, very nice guy, very passionate about what you're doing. Okay, so there's some issues here. Number one, I know what you're doing with the glasses because I wore glasses forever. And in the 70s, we'd go to the Sears photo thing, and my mom would pay $20 or whatever it was back then, $12. We get all these photos done, and they would always make me wear I don't think I have any sunglasses around here, or my yellow tinted glasses, but they'd always make me wear my glasses where, the ear parts, they'd make me put it up, and that's what you're doing here. And I know, so the reason that they make you do that is so that the reflection in your glasses doesn't come across on camera, but it ends up looking weird. So I'm definitely getting that. Like, it's just your glasses seem really askew, and so it doesn't really make a lot of sense. And so this also does not look like a professionally shot photo. It looks like, here, honey, take my photo. Talking to your loved one, your spouse, or whatever. And so, and again, like the white shirt, with the open collar, I think that if you were to work with a good photographer, And so you're author, blogger, creator, and I know you to be a deeply spiritual person too. This just seems like if you were, and actually I think that this is your case, like you were, yeah, industrial cleaning. That makes sense. So this would be a headshot that you would probably have on your team page, and you would be, the owner of industrial cleaning, and this would be a very appropriate picture for that. But I'd say that in terms of communicating an approachable brand, and then wanting to convey trust and integrity, I don't think there's an issue with that. It's just I think that people are going to make assumptions regarding how successful you are as an author, blogger, creator. Like if you're really going for subject matter expert or thought leader, as a teacher, that sort of thing, I think we're going to run into problems there. Effective manager or owner of industrial cleaning, you got it. Like you nailed it. So, and also another problem is you're not using this right here. So I would absolutely get this professionally done. You could probably find someone on Fiverr, Upwork. Don't hire the $5 person, hire like the $20 to $30 person. And I think you could get something, just be very thought out, know what it is that you want to ask for, give very clear direction. And I think you could come up with something good there. Okay. Finally, let's go with Ash. Ash is a growth-driven marketer and designer. And so we go to Ash's LinkedIn profile, and I'm not seeing that at all. I'm seeing that you're kind of hiding out. And because, again, you're not using your profile image, and this is cut off. It's weird. I see you as, because of this, and I spent a little time kind of looking, and I have a couple of other tabs open that I had to do some searching to try and find a photo of you. And so because of this, I see you as kind of a behind the scenes kind of guy. But you're not publicly accessible. Like you're the kind of guy that people could like word of mouth you, and you would probably, you would come highly recommended because you're really good at growth hacking and that sort of thing. But I think that you're missing out on big opportunity. LinkedIn, again, it's going to come up on a Google search. And if it's not, that means that your LinkedIn profile is not real great. I mean, you've got supposedly here, like looking at your images here, I don't know what this is for. You're bragging about a Inc. verified profile, which, those of us in the know, anybody with like, I don't know, forget how much it was, $50, $100 or something like that. I think there's maybe a couple of other, like you're in business for yourself. But that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Someone who doesn't know what it is will probably see it as an indicator of authority. But this right here, this is not doing you any favors. Now, I did go and I found you on Medium, and your photo right here, fantastic. Man, this is Silicon Valley growth hacking. Like this is a great photo. And so very kind of Steve Jobs, definitely, again, very Silicon Valley. I like it a lot. I think it really matches what you're doing. So, Ash, please do me a favor and get that photo over here. And I think that would be pretty fantastic. Now, I will tell you that I went to your website as well, and I didn't see anything about. So if I actually go to your website, there are no people on here. The only people I see is stock photos. I don't know if this is you or not. I see stock photos or professionally does. I see some photos here of people, but they're so tiny. So again, people do business with people. All right. So let's close by giving you a couple of action items. I talked about this in the other video. Go use Photo Feeler. So you go to photofeeler.com, it's free. And then what happens is you upload your photo. And then if you want free votes, then what'll happen is that all you have to do is just, if you want to add votes, I'm just going to show you right here, earn votes by voting on other users' profiles. So we do that. Your test is, okay, go vote on photos or you could buy credits. And so then what it's going to have you do, she's a technical writer. By the way, she looks like a technical writer. I see that. And so you would go through and vote on competent, likable, influential, and then you could also like add notes right here in terms of like what you feel. And I'm not going to vote on her right now, but that's how you do it. And then if you keep doing that, you do that a bunch, you're going to get a lot of votes in. And so I would shoot for a minimum of 20 because like people have opinions, and they may not be necessarily a match for your target audience, the people that are voting. But after you do about 20, 30, 40, the crowd is going to start to, you're going to start to see it average out. And I'll tell you that, like, seriously, like with this photo, I think I was very mindful about being likable. I took a little bit of a hit, I think, on influence. But, you know, likable for me and the phase that we're in business right now, I'm still doing a lot of outreach and lead generation and meeting setting where I need to be very, very approachable. And so I'm okay taking a little bit of a hit on the influence right now. Now, probably next year, I'm probably going to go for way more influence because I just won't be on the front line as much anymore. But at this phase in business, I need likability, and I'm willing to take that hit on influence in order to make sure that as we're doing our outreach, our lead gen, I'm leading with my profile picture, the people say, Josh seems like a swell enough guy. Yeah, I'll talk with him for 15, 30 minutes and then see if I can provide them some service. So there you go. Guys, I want to, oh, by the way, here's another, I thought this was really interesting. These photos are all AI generated. And this is actually kind of an interesting tool. If you ever need this person does not exist. These are all make-believe people. Like these are all computer generated people. I just wanted to share this. I don't know that it has much to do with what we're doing today, but I just thought it was like fascinating that all of these people are not real people. So, but actually a lot of these photos are actually pretty good in terms of photos. Like this one, fantastic for like, I'd say like, someone who's like a coder or someone like that, is on the tech team or something like that. Anyway, I just thought this person does not exist.com. You can play around with that. But definitely go out on Photo Feeler, get that done. And so with that, guys, I hope this was valuable for you. Again, if you disagree with any of it or you have some other feedback, or as I shared some of these photos that were submitted, I'd really love to hear what you felt in the comments below on this YouTube video. I'm going to do a YouTube live about once a month, office hours, where you're welcome to participate. You're welcome to join. Again, I might be completely out to lunch. I may have missed some serious observations. And so I would love if you comment below. If this was helpful, please give me a like or a thumbs up or whatever. Share this with a friend if you think that this would be valuable. Like someone it's like, oh, good heavens, man, they need help with their profile image. Go ahead and share it below. And what I'll do is if you share your photo below, I'll actually share in the comments. I'll share some feedback below as well, as best as I can. Again, I'm just one person. I do know a little bit about branding, but again, I'm only one person. Ultimately, we have to trust the market. It's like, same thing with like when we're testing products and services, you and I are not fortune tellers. You can even hire a branding expert. You can hire, product development expert. At the end of the day, you got to test the market. And the market is not going to lie to you. They're going to tell you based on their dollars, whether or not they're resonating with you or your product or service. So that's ultimately what we have to do. So with that, thank you so much for spending this time with me. Please reach out at Up My Influence. If you want to grab 15, 30 minutes on a quick discovery call, if you're funded in business, you've got some momentum, you've got some budget, then take a look at that. We have 2 products if you're lower, kind of earlier stage in your business. If you're brand new entrepreneur, solopreneur, that sort of thing. We actually have an incubator program. You can go to upmyinfluence.com/ launch, and you can join our launch incubator. It's super inexpensive. You get lifetime access, and you're going to get access to thousands of dollars worth of things that we put together to help you grow your business. If you're at that stage where you really want to lay a foundation, you really want to grow, then you want to take a look at our makeover product, which again, that is over $6,000 worth of products and services that we've put together in a package. It's designed for companies. They don't have their own PR staff. They don't have, they haven't done this work yet. It's going to help us get a total LinkedIn profile makeover for you. We're going to get you a press kit for your website. We're really going to just nail down everything you need so you could be media ready, so you could be ready to engage with influencers, so you could be ready to make more money. Your conversion rate will go up, your inbound will go up, your ALV will go up, your average lifetime value, your clients will go up, your revenue should go up. Once we help you, total branding authority package, take a look at that. That is at upmyinfluence.com/makeover. So you're welcome to take a look at that as well. If you're in the position, if you're not, totally cool. Just keep watching my free stuff. I'm here to serve. So with that, have a wonderful day. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate being able to spend this time with you. Take